How the ultra-wealthy think about time differently from everyone else. Think about the most powerful person you have ever encountered. Not the loudest, not the most famous. The one who walked into a room and the air changed. What did you notice about their relationship with time? You noticed that they were never in a hurry, not because they had nowhere to go, but because their time was never owned by anyone else. The first inversion. Most people live their lives as if time owns them. They rush, they justify, they explain. Every phone call answered, every notification checked, every demand met with immediate response. This is not productivity. This is psychological servitude. The ultra-wealthy understand something you have never been taught. Time is not money. That is a poor person's equation. Time is power. And power has one rule that no one ever tells you. The rule of scarcity reversal. When something is scarce, most people chase it. They run faster. They become anxious. They devalue themselves in pursuit. The ultra-wealthy do the opposite. They make their time artificially scarce, not to acquire more, but to increase its value. And that is not a coincidence. It is not arrogance. It is not coldness. It is a signal. Silence as the language of certainty. Let me ask you a direct question. When someone does not respond to you immediately, what do you feel? Anxiety? Doubt? A need to fill the silence. Who has the power in that dynamic? The one who waits or the one who chases? They never explain, because explanation is the currency of the uncertain. They never rush, because rushing signals availability. They never justify, because justification invites negotiation. And negotiation is something they do not enter. They observe. The paradox of justification. Here is a truth that will change how you see every interaction. The moment you explain yourself, you have already lost. Not because you are wrong, because you have communicated that your decision requires validation. The ultra-wealthy do not explain their schedule. They do not explain their absence. They do not explain their priorities. They simply act, and the world reshapes itself around their action. Why the poor sell time, and the rich sell decisions? Most people are paid for their time, an hour of labor, a day of presence. This is the oldest trap. When you sell your time, you sell your only non-renewable resource. The ultra-wealthy do not sell time. They sell decisions. A decision takes 1 second. Its value can last decades. And here is the mechanism beneath the mechanism. The wealthy have learned that most decisions do not require time. They require information and nerve. Time is what you use when you lack confidence. Speed is what you use when you have certainty. The hidden cost of availability. You have been taught that availability is a virtue. Respond quickly. Be reachable. Say yes. This is the programming of the employee class. Every time you are instantly available, you signal something dangerous. You signal that your time has no competitive value. The ultra-wealthy build walls not because they are unfriendly, because constant availability destroys the scarcity that gives time its power. Think about the most expensive service you know. Is it instantly available? It requires appointment. It requires waiting. It requires you to prove you are worthy of access. The universal truth they never teach. Warren Buffett has a rule. His calendar is almost empty. He says no to nearly everything. This is not because he is busy. This is because he has learned that saying yes to the wrong thing is more expensive than saying no to everything. And notice what happens. People wait months to see him. They fly across the world. They rearrange their entire lives. His empty calendar is the most valuable real estate on earth, because he made his time scarce, and scarcity created demand. The specific application for your life. You do not need billions to apply this today. Here is the practical instruction. For the next 7 days, add a 2-hour delay to every non-urgent response. Do not explain the delay. Do not apologize. Simply respond when you choose. Watch what happens. Some people will become anxious. That is their problem, not yours. Others will begin to value your response more. They will choose their words carefully. They will stop wasting your attention. And a third group will reveal themselves. The ones who demand your immediate availability. The ones who feel entitled to your time. Those people are telling you exactly how they see you. As a resource, not as a person. Believe them. The paradox of the busy poor. The poorest people you know are always the busiest. They have no time. They are exhausted. They are running. And they will tell you this with pride, as if exhaustion is a virtue. The ultra-wealthy are not busy. They are effective. Busy is the opposite of effective. Busy means you have lost control of your priorities. Busy means you are reacting instead of choosing. They always choose. How they protect the decision zone. Every ultra-wealthy person has something you cannot see. A protected zone of time each day where no one has access. No calls, no meetings, no explanations. In this zone, they do not work. They think. They decide. They refuse. This zone is not a luxury. It is the engine of everything else. Without it, they would be just like everyone else, reacting, exhausted, available. And they know that availability is a disease. It spreads. It consumes. It leaves nothing for what matters. The question you must ask yourself now. Look at your calendar from the last 7 days. How much of that time was owned by other people? How many responses did you give that no one even read carefully? How many meetings could have been an email? How many times did you say yes when every part of you wanted to say no? This is not a judgment. This is a mirror. The difference between you and the ultra-wealthy is not money. It is not opportunity. It is not luck. It is the ability to say no to almost everything so you can say yes to the one thing that matters. The final inversion. Most people believe that money gives you freedom. The truth is stranger. Freedom gives you money. When you take control of your time, you discover something. You discover that most of what you were doing was never necessary. It was just expected. And expectations are not obligations. They are other people's preferences dressed as requirements. The ultra-wealthy know this. They never confuse someone else's urgency with their own priority. Silence is not empty. When you stop explaining, when you stop being available to everyone, the silence that appears is not empty. It is full of something you have never experienced. Your own thoughts, your own priorities, your own decisions. And from that silence, everything else grows. Not because you have more time, because you have stopped giving it away to people who do not deserve it. One question remains. Are you ready to stop being owned by everyone else's clock? Or will you close this video and return to the same rush, the same anxiety, the same exhaustion? That is not a rhetorical question. That is the only question that matters. Comment time. Write time in the comments if you are taking back control this week. Subscribe, not because I asked, because you have realized that the people who master time never follow. They choose. Next video, the one psychology hack the wealthy use to make you say yes without realizing it. You will never see persuasion the same way again.